car splits in half. Fire erupts. A driver is trapped inside for 28 seconds. And somehow he walks out alive. But here is the terrifying part: not everyone did. What you're about to witness are the crashes that broke Formula One. The moment so violent, so catastrophic, that the sport had to stop and ask itself one question: how do we make sure this never happens again? Some of these stories end in miracles. Others, they do not. You'll see cars flip through the air at 300 kilometers per hour. You'll watch 11 drivers crash in a single corner. You'll witness the weekend that nearly killed Formula One forever. And by the end of this video, you'll see why modern F1 exists the way it does. Because every safety rule has a story. And most of those stories, they start with tragedy. Let's dive in. Crash number 6. Mark Webber's backflip, 2010. Valencia. European Grand Prix. Everything seemed normal until it was not. Mark Webber is charging down the straight at over 300 kilometers per hour. He closes in on Kovalainen's Lotus. But he is coming in way too fast. Contact. And what happens next defies every law of physics. The Red Bull launches into the air like a rocket ship. It goes vertical. Then it flips completely upside down mid-flight. The car is doing a full rotation in midair while traveling at highway speeds. For a split second, Webber is flying higher than the safety barriers. He is completely upside down. Helpless. Then gravity kicks in. The car slams back down. Upside down. It bounces violently. Smashes into the wall. Metal tears. Sparks fly everywhere. Everyone watching thinks the same thing: there is no way he survives that. But then, the car stops. Smoke everywhere. And Webber climbs out. Completely fine. Not even a scratch. How is that even possible? This crash proved that modern F1 safety works. But it also exposed a terrifying flaw: cars could still become airborne missiles at any moment. Engineers went back to the drawing board. They redesigned nose shapes, changed brake cooling rules, started monitoring closing speeds more carefully, all because of one backflip that should have been fatal. That crash looked like something out of a video game. But what we're about to show you next, it looked like the end of the world. Crash number 5. 1973 British Grand Prix, the 11-car Silverstone chaos. The lights go out. Engines scream. And within seconds, everything goes completely sideways. Jody Scheckter loses control at one of the fastest corners on the track. His car spins violently across the racing line, right into traffic. And 11 other drivers have absolutely nowhere to go. Cars slam into each other at full throttle. Metal tears. Engines explode. Wheels fly off like missiles. Fuel spills across the track. The entire track is blocked by a mountain of destroyed race cars. It looks like a war zone. It is chaos. Pure chaos. Drivers climb out confused, shaken. Some cannot even believe they're still alive. Lucky to be breathing. One of the biggest multi-car pileups in F1 history. And somehow, miraculously, everyone survived. But this crash forced the sport to ask hard questions. How do you prevent first-lap disasters? How do you protect drivers when absolute chaos erupts? The answer? Stricter grid discipline, better yellow flag rules, and a total rethink of corner safety protocols. First-lap procedures were completely rewritten after Silverstone 73. 11 cars were destroyed in seconds. That is absolutely insane. But hold on, because the next crash did not just destroy cars. It destroyed lives. Crash number 4. 2001 Australian Grand Prix, the deadly launch. Melbourne. Season opener. Lap 1. Jenson Button clips a curb. Ralf Schumacher's Williams launches into the air. And Jacques Villeneuve is right behind him doing nearly 300 kilometers per hour. He has zero time to react. Bang! Villeneuve's car slams into the airborne Williams. The impact is absolutely catastrophic. The car explodes mid-air. Pieces fly everywhere. A wheel tears off and shoots over the barrier like a bullet. It strikes a track marshal. Fatal. The replays are brutal. Cars tearing apart like paper. Debris bouncing across asphalt. A crowd frozen in absolute shock. This was not just a racing accident. This was a tragedy that shook everyone. And it changed everything. Wheel tethers got stronger. Barriers got completely redesigned. Trackside safety became a priority, not an afterthought. One wheel. One life. One massive wake-up call. That crash happened in 2001. Over 2 decades ago. But the lessons learned? They saved the driver in our next crash. And trust me, you will not believe what you're about to see. Crash number 3. 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix, the fireball escape. Lap 1. Turn 3. Romain Grosjean clips another car. He veers sharply toward the barrier at 220 km/h. The impact is absolutely monstrous. The Haas splits clean in half. Something almost impossible in modern F1. The car literally tears into 2 pieces. And then the fuel ignites. A massive fireball erupts. Orange flames shoot into the sky. The heat is so intense, cameras can barely see through it. Flames swallow the wreckage whole. For 28 seconds, no one can see Grosjean. The world holds its breath. Commentators go completely silent. Drivers watching from the pits cannot believe what they're seeing. This cannot be happening. But then, through the flames, a figure emerges. Grosjean climbs out. Burned. Shaking. But alive. It is a miracle. The halo saved his head. The survival cell protected his body. The fireproof suit gave him precious seconds to escape. Every safety upgrade F1 had made over decades came together in that single moment. And it worked. This crash validated everything. Stronger halos. Better fire protection. Tougher car cells. Grosjean walked away. And F1 breathed again. A fireball. A 28-second nightmare. A miraculous escape. But not every driver gets that ending. And the crash we're about to show you, it still haunts the sport today. Crash number 2. Jules Bianchi, 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. Suzuka. Pouring rain. Drivers are struggling just to keep their cars on track. Visibility is terrible. One has already spun out. A recovery tractor is on the circuit. Then Jules Bianchi loses grip at the exact same corner. At nearly 200 km/h, he slides off helplessly, aquaplaning on standing water. But he does not hit a barrier. Instead, he goes under the tractor. The nightmare scenario engineers feared. The accident they hoped would never, ever happen. The one thing safety barriers could never protect against. Silence fills the paddock. Everyone knows instantly. This is different. This is bad. Bianchi fought for 9 months. But the injuries were too severe. The damage was catastrophic. His death created the virtual safety car. Stricter wet weather protocols. New recovery rules that protect drivers today. Changes that protect every single driver on the grid. Bianchi's legacy is safety. His name is on every VSC deployment. And his memory lives on in every race. That crash broke the sport. It forced immediate change. But there is one weekend that broke F1 even more. A weekend so dark, it nearly killed the sport entirely. Crash number 1. 1994 San Marino Grand Prix, the weekend that shattered F1. It was supposed to be a normal race weekend. But it became the darkest 3 days in motorsport history. Friday. Rubens Barrichello crashes. His car flies into the fence. He is knocked unconscious. Everyone thinks that is the worst of it. They were completely wrong. Saturday. The paddock is destroyed, emotionally shattered. But somehow, the race goes on. Sunday. Lap 7. Tamburello corner. Ayrton Senna, the greatest driver of his generation, loses control, hits the wall at terrifying speed. The impact is catastrophic. 3 days. 3 horrifying crashes. 2 deaths. Formula One nearly did not recover. But it did. And it changed absolutely everything. Stronger barriers. Better helmets. Improved medical response. Cockpit protection. Track redesigns. Every single safety feature you see today exists because of that weekend. Senna and Ratzenberger did not die for nothing. They died so future drivers would not have to. These crashes were catastrophic, violent, heartbreaking, but they forced Formula One to evolve, to protect its drivers, to never stop improving safety. Today's F1 is safer because of these moments, because people fought for change, because lessons were learned in the worst possible way. And remember, every safety rule has a story. And most of those stories, they start with tragedy. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.